after the recent dispatches expose about William and Charles making money from the NHS, schools, the army, and charities they claim to support, I thought I would take a look at the responses to one of the claims that says the NHS will be paying King Charles $11 million to park ambulances. What is the public reaction to this? Here are some of the replies to this tweet. Thieves. NHS reforms are turning it into a cash cow for royals and business interests. Reforms will result in less healthcare. We need to stop pretending these leeches are a benefit to us. We know the castles that bring in the most tourists are in countries without monarchies. We can have a head of state who is asterisk, not asterisk, above the law with as much or more soft power influence than those grifters. Still can't get over this one. One of the most jaw-dropping grifts on Dispatches uncovered is King Charles actually asterisk charging Asterisk, the lifeboat charity, to launch lifeboats. Charging volunteers risking their lives to save others and then smiling for the cameras, their patron. It is ruthless, obscene. Not to mention all the charities who could really use those millions of pounds. Disgraceful. Change the tax laws to make them pay the same as the rest of society. How can they, in this day and age, claim ownership of the coastline? Add to that, taking monies from people's estates when they die without a will, when they are living in duchy properties. I don't suppose King can believe they're still getting away with this barefaced robbery. This documentary has opened a lot of eyes and strengthened the Republic cause. If the royals aren't ashamed, they really should be. No more fancy dress parties. I am done with the royals. They are nothing but greedy scroungers. It is sickening. Thieving parasites who do next to nothing to fleece his own country. Handed down over many centuries, it's an insight into their greed, their power, etc. And we have serfs bowing to this piece of shit. Not my king, never will be. We don't need a monarchy that takes from the poorer. We all pay more, so they don't have to. So the government are giving millions of taxpayers' money to the NHS, and the royal family are taking it. Scroungers! We're finding out in 2024, but let's not forget that they've been doing it for decades. During various crashes, during austerity, during the cost of living, they've been milking money out of us. It's a greed that is beyond comprehension. Watch Channel 4 Dispatches, the king, the prince, and their secret money, making money from the military, NHS, charities. Oh, and SOD, the environment. Can't believe the NHS is being charged £11 million to rent a warehouse from the royal family, with a 67% rent hike. Insane. Great reporting, this needs more attention. And all we do every year is plough more and more money into NHS. This is disgraceful, treason, disgusting, shocking, but not surprising. Just thievery. All of them talk one way, walk another. It's the CEO, thesauruses all use it, especially the 1% of world that owns more than rest put together. Quite canny, the greedy and evil, but people criticise the younger son who doesn't cost us a penny. Shameful profiteering by monarchy. This just reinforces why I'm anti the monarchy. There should be no place for it in our modern British society. This is definitely a mafia family, and now they are exposed. While Charlie Windsor was receiving his super expensive private cancer treatment that isn't available to you, he was charging the NHS £11 million to park ambulances on his land. Meanwhile, millions of taxpayers remain on waiting lists for cancer treatment. Oh, wow! King Charles and Prince William's property empires are taking millions of pounds from cash-strapped charities and public services, including the NHS, state schools and prisons, according to a new investigation according to The Guardian. This is globalist-driven propaganda. They are going after farmers. And the king is the biggest landowner. See it now? The recent Channel 4 Dispatches episode, The King, the Prince and Their Secret Millions, has sparked significant discussion around the financial practices of King Charles III and Prince William. particularly concerning their roles as patrons of various charitable causes. This investigation reveals how these two prominent royals allegedly benefit from taxpayer-funded institutions, raising questions about whether their charity work genuinely serves the public or functions as a means to bolster their personal wealth. The programme suggests that King Charles and Prince William, while appearing as dedicated philanthropists, have established financial frameworks that allow them to indirectly benefit from charitable organisations they claim to support. According to dispatches, royal charities may redirect portions of public funds to royal-affiliated ventures or private initiatives. This is particularly controversial, as both Charles and William hold substantial influence over charities connected to education, health, and the military, which often receive government or public sector funding. One of the central claims in the documentary is that public money from organisations like the NHS, schools, and military bodies sometimes flows into royal charities, which are then reportedly used to fund projects that could, in turn, enhance the financial standing of the royal family. For example, some funds from these charities might be allocated toward properties or estates under royal ownership, essentially reinforcing the monarchy's wealth under the guise of charitable work. This setup brings into question whether these charities primarily benefit the royals or the public they claim to serve. The findings of dispatches portray a potential conflict of interest, as public figures, King Charles and Prince William, present themselves as committed to improving health, supporting military personnel, and enhancing education, but they also appear to benefit financially from these relationships. This raises ethical concerns, as it implies that their public service is entangled with personal financial gain. For instance, by channeling donations and public funds into royal foundations, the programme suggests that they may be fleecing the public, who believe they are contributing to noble causes rather than supporting royal wealth. Critics argue this could represent a form of hypocrisy, especially given that the monarchy frequently emphasises its role in supporting societal welfare. This revelation is particularly striking, given that the royals are viewed as champions of numerous social causes and are expected to uphold a higher standard of integrity. By allegedly accepting funds from taxpayer-supported entities like the NHS and the military, Charles and William may be perceived as undermining their public commitment to these causes by converting philanthropic support into royal profit. The dispatch's revelations have intensified public sympathy for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's decision to step back from royal duties. Harry and Meghan have previously expressed discomfort with the monarchy's financial and operational model, citing a desire to work independently and uphold their values without the conflicts they felt were inherent in royal life. This dispatch's episode lends some weight to their perspective, illustrating a monarchy focused on sustaining its wealth, sometimes at the public's expense. Their departure in this light could be seen as an attempt to escape a system that critics argue operates in part on exploiting public trust and taxpayer funds. This investigation has broader implications, questioning the transparency and accountability of the royal family's finances. For years, the royals' wealth has been shrouded in secrecy, and only limited details have been made available to the public. The episode suggests that the royal family operates with considerable financial latitude, utilising its charitable roles to indirectly enhance its wealth. This model, while legally permissible, may not align with public expectations for a family supported by taxpayers. Given that Charles and William are prominent figures with a strong public influence, these revelations could impact their reputations and strain the monarchy's relationship with the British public. In summary, the Channel 4 Dispatch's investigation into Charles and William's financial practices has brought to light significant concerns about the relationship between the monarchy, charity, and public funding. The revelations challenge the image of the royals as selfless public servants and open up discussions on the future of the monarchy in a modern, transparent society. This controversy is likely to fuel ongoing debates about the role and funding of the British monarchy in the years to come.